You're watching New Car Spin. I'm your host, Brian Grant, where I put the spin on new cars. And today we are at Costco, bam, and I'm driving the 2018 Volkswagen Golf GTI. This is obviously the four-door, because that's all they have in the US now. But this one's pretty cool because for a couple years I've been saying the best GTI to buy is the S manual. And yeah, it's a manual, as you can see right there. And, well, what do you do at Costco? You buy a bunch of crap. So luckily we have a pretty big trunk and well, got everything I need from Costco. And let's head in the car and let's check it out. Now this one doesn't have the touch sensor on the doors. You have to actually use your key, and it doesn't even have a push button start, but it has 3 pedals. That's called a clutch, for those of you who don't know what the hell that is. And that's called the stick. And it has 1 through 6 on there. And, well, those are the gears. I'm not going to tell you how that works, but I will tell you my thoughts on this car. So, first of all, you have this key. It flips out, and then you stick it in this thing called a keyhole. There you go. And then you put your foot on the clutch, and it fires up. Of course, you could put it in neutral and take your foot off the clutch, and you can sit here. Let's close the door. Okay, so let me just jump right into this. This is the Golf S GTI, Golf GTI S manual. And I've been talking about this thing for a long time because it's the bone stock base version of a GTI. It's the souped up version of the Golf. And I said, hey, yeah, this is the best car to buy these days, because it's like 26 grand. Actually, I have the window sticker right here. 27,630. However, there's a huge problem with this. And I say problem because there's competition now. The competition is basically the Chevy Cruze Hatchback and the Toyota Corolla Hatchback. Now, the Chevy Cruze Hatchback in premier trim at this price has a Bose stereo. It has heated seats. I think they're even ventilated. And I believe it even has remote start. Basically, the Chevy Cruze is pretty well equipped for the same price. Even though you cannot get GTI level performance out of it, you can corner quite well. And the Toyota Corolla Hatchback, which I drove, you can watch my video on that, it was hilarious. I drove that on a racetrack with a Toyota rep during an embargo, so we actually weren't even supposed to talk about driving impressions, but I talked about it anyway. It was funny. That car can come with a manual, and it has a much better interior than this. So the Corolla has a better interior, and the Chevy Cruze has more features. Now, why mention this in the Golf video? Well, Volkswagen gave me this car for a week to drive. You pretty much can't even get a 2018 now because the 2019s are coming on the lots. So this car is basically non-existent in new form unless the dealer's really giving them away. Which, in that case, fine. You're one of 2 buyers. You're the person who buys the deal, or you're the person who buys the car. And if you want a GTI S manual, go get one. If you want the deal, go get one. However, I have heated seats, which is pretty much the only upgrade this car has. I don't have a sunroof. Neither does the Corolla Hatchback, by the way. And I don't have leather seats. I have the typical plaid bad suit material. Some people like it. I do and I don't. I just don't think... I don't think this car can compete with the Chevy Cruze Hatchback with the level of interior that it provides, or the Corolla. Now, the biggest problem I have here is the way this Golf drives. There's a lot of turbo lag, and I'm not going to drive and shoot this on my phone for obvious reasons, but I'll just explain it real quick. To get the most fun out of this GTI, you have to drive it really, really hard. And when I'm in stop-and-go traffic, I can't do that. When I'm in downtown Dallas, I can't do that. And the only way to really open this up is to take it out on the highway or go to a little track event. But in contrast, the Cruze Hatchback and the Corolla Hatchback, they're really fun because at low speeds, they're just a kick in the pants. The Golf is too serious, if that makes any sense. So while, yes, the Golf is a great car, the GTI is always cream of the crop, it is a bit old school in here. And I think that's kind of what it is. It's a lot like Jay-Z or Kanye West when the new thing now is Post Malone or Drake, which is kind of borderline anyway. But that's kind of what I'm getting at. I mean, it's cool to have a manual transmission, and that's probably the only reason why you would get one of these. And the Corolla Hatchback would be the other option. But overall, it looks great in here. It has some features, but it doesn't have satellite radio. It doesn't have navigation. It does have apps, so I can plug my phone in with USB, and I could use Android Auto or Apple CarPlay, which is handy for anybody. I have an SD card slot, so I can stick some tunes in there. And I have a menu here where I can see all sorts of different driving data. I have this stupid blue trainer thing if you're an idiot. And then if I go to driving data, let's see what else we have. Energy consumers, just useless information. And I guess that keeps the passenger entertained while you're stuck in traffic. Anyway, it's a Golf. Go drive one. Expect to drive it really hard and expect the interior to be a little bit of a letdown. And if you want to know more about the Golf GTI, I've driven all of them. I drove an SE Autobahn manual in Los Angeles, and I complained about the mode button. So you can go watch that video to find out more about why I don't like that mode button, because the Civic Type R is better at changing modes in a performance hatch. What else did I talk about? Oh yeah, the Golf R. You know what's strange between the GTI and the Golf R is I still like the GTI better, even though the Golf R has way more horsepower. It's like 298, 292, almost 300 horsepower. But the GTI has a manual parking brake. So the Golf R is all-wheel drive, but has an electronic brake. And you can get the manual in the Golf R, but in the GTI, it just feels more stock. Now in the S, just like the SE and the Autobahn edition that I drove, I do have the XDS differential here, so it sends power up to 100% left or right, but it is only front-wheel drive. And I do have a big sunglasses department, as I call it. But really, it's just a basic bone stock Golf GTI for $27,000. And in my opinion, and you VW fanboys are going to hate this, go look at the Corolla Hatchback first at that price range. And go look at the Chevy Cruze first at that price range of $27,000. And then go look at the Volkswagen. And then go try and talk to a Volkswagen dealer and actually get a deal done. I think what's holding VW back these days is this old school stuff, and it's not working. I'm just not feeling it anymore. I don't know what to say, Volkswagen, but you're falling behind, and this doesn't cut it. Now, obviously, if you have a GTI, you might have bought it 1 to 2 years ago. These cars haven't come out at that time. But if you're looking to upgrade your GTI to another GTI or Golf R, yeah, it's a tough call. But if you're looking for a fresh vehicle and you're a new driver or whatever, this price range kind of permits you to do that. Or maybe you're just trying to restore your credit or something. This is still kind of a fun car to do that. But I couldn't imagine not having any fun in just a regular Golf. So I'm now saying that I'm moving on from the Golf GTI S manual, and I'll have to pick a new favorite one day. Do I have a favorite VW right now? I don't think I do. Anyway, hopefully that makes sense to some of you, and please like if you enjoyed this explanation. I'm not going to drive it because I've driven all of these and you've seen it. It's the same thing. This one feels like it has turbo lag. I don't know why. Maybe because it's just the base version of the GTI. Could be a theory. And what else? Leave a comment. Thanks for subscribing. Make sure you hit the bell. And yeah, it's been raining all week. It's a pretty dreary gray car. It's very dreary in here and not entertained. It hasn't even been fun in the rain because it's front-wheel drive. So not much to say about this car. I'm sorry. But the next car I get, I don't know what it's going to be, but it'll be soon. Hopefully we'll have a better time. Thanks for watching.